Good morning, everybody. Okay, so today is hair wash day. I washed my hair today. I didn't do a mask. I did a shampoo conditioner with Kundal, and I thought this would be a good day to show y'all my post hair wash routine. I did get some inquiries about how I do my natural wave. Do I work with my natural wave or do I blow it out and then create something using my own texture? Option number 2 is what I'm going to do today. So I'm going to take you through that entire routine. So I only use t-shirts to dry out my hair, which is what I have here in my hamper. I have 2 t-shirts I just used, and it's been a few minutes, okay, since I took out all the water, so it's just not sopping wet. Then, and I know we all love products, right? So I'm going to show you all the products I use as well. I first go in with, after it's no longer sopping wet and it's just in its natural kind of wavy state, I take my leave-in conditioner, and this is my mini Pureology. They changed the bottle from purple to pink, but it's the same formula. Okay, so how much of this should you be doing? Like 6 per side is what I would do for long hair if I was going to split it down the middle. You can use a leave-in conditioner of your choice, so long as, my recommendation is so long as it has really good ingredients. Here we are simply just replenishing the moisture we just washed out in the shower. So this is a very important step. Even though they have like 21 benefits and they do this, that, and the other, we are replenishing the moisture we just washed out. Okay, so next I like to use a second leave-in, and this is the bonding styling cream from Sally's Beauty. It was considered when it first came out, they tried to market it as like a dupe for Olaplex 6. It's not a dupe, but what it does with my hair is it gives it some more moisture and it helps me with detangling. Here, I want to show you this. It comes up like whipped. It's so light. So with this, it's not concentrated like Olaplex 6. Right? So I like to spread it through. Because it's not concentrated, you could use a little bit more, but I don't like to use a lot of products in my hair. My hair doesn't like products. My hair is like minimalist. That's the way I actually feel most comfortable, and that's what my hair actually likes, and that's why you need to adapt your routine for your specific hair type. So sometimes I would leave this in for a few minutes, but because I let it dry out a bit when I was prepping for this video, it's not sopping wet, so I can go ahead and start using my brushes now. So there's different ways to begin this process. When I was living in Greece full time, when I would go to the stylist there, she would actually at this stage put a little blow dry to my hair and then start brushing it through. What I like to do, I don't mind that, but what I like to do with my specific hair texture is go in first with a wide tooth comb. These are the brushes I'm going to use for today's video. And the reason I'm starting off with a coconut infused wide tooth comb, she's lost a tooth, but I do have a backup, is because I find for my specific hair type, because of the texture of the hair, I like to go in with this first very, very gently, and then I can separate any incoming knots. I am going to use the Tangle Teezer, I am going to use a wet brush, but I treat my hair like fine satin or silk, and I find that this just works well with me because of my specific hair type. I know there's controversy over different brushes to use. Okay, even last time I was getting my roots done, my stylist, he just waits patiently as I detangle, and he asked me why I did this step as well when I could just go in with a Tangle Teezer and just zap through it. Again, when you're working with people at a salon, they need to work very fast, so time is really important to them. When I'm at home, this is actually enjoyable for me, skincare and hair care, so I really like to take my time And I just explained that with textured hair, any kind of texture, even though mine is not very textured, but it's on the finer side, and there's a lot of it, which is the hair type that, guess what? You have a lot of hair, but it's smaller in diameter. That has the potential to get tangled the most. So again, I'm not using a little pick. This is very, very thick, right? So this would be, if you can imagine like finger combing, this would be for me like an alternative to finger combing. Like I never comb in the shower. I finger comb, and I know a lot of girls with long textured hair, they will actually bring their comb in the shower, and that works with them. That works for them rather. It's for me, this is like the same idea. Because it's so thick, you're not really getting through tangles. You're separating the hair. That's a better way to explain it. And I actually saw a very popular dermatologist explain that the other day as well. I mean, I would never change my routine based on what somebody else does. I would just take in their recommendation and adapt it to my hair and see if it works. Okay. So you see, I'm not really brushing through or combing through. This is really just separating everything. And when I feel that there's something there, like a tangle or a clump to separate, I just do it very gently with my fingers, put on some natural sounds of nature or calming music, and enjoy this step. No rush here. I guess it's like my own ASMR. I then go in with my Tangle Teaser or my wet brush. Now I typically would be standing for this because of the length of my hair for the purpose of this video. And as you can see, it's much easier to get through the hair. This is my fave because it feels so good on my scalp. Actually, I love my Tangle Teaser. I know a lot of people make fun of it, like it's very junior, but I do prefer more gentle brushes, and I actually am looking into buying a new brush. I'm looking into the Berber brush and a few others that I've been researching, and as soon as I buy one, I will for sure review it here. But again, because I've dealt with issues in the past, like TE, I had to really start from scratch and go back to the basics as far as like being super gentle with the hair. And again, this is just what works for me. You guys know what works for your hair, so you know, don't worry about people trying to sell you stuff. You know what works for your hair because you know how your hair looks and feels afterwards, right? That occurs with everything from shampoos, conditioners, to masks, to oils. So at this stage, the next product that I would go in for is my Big Blowout, and this is a heat protector, and it's just basically called a blowout jelly. This is my absolute fave. It smells great, and it's great for volume in the hair, but most importantly, we're getting extra heat protection. So we've already gotten heat protection from this, a little bit in the Sally's Beauty, a little bit in the Pureology, and then we're sealing in even more heat protection with this. And then the oil I use at the end also has heat protection. So I am not doing a dedicated blow dry because I am really not very good at that, and I don't know how to do that. But even with the blast blow dry, we need to protect our hair. You can see here, don't have time to change the height of the tripod, but it's nice and smooth, and it's starting to dry out in some areas, which is why what I like to do now at this stage, if I have a few things to do, I don't mind leaving my hair like this for a bit, but the best thing to do, in my opinion, is go in right now with this and then give myself a blast blow dry, and then I give myself just a loose braid. So that is what I'm going to do right now. So I'm just going to get my hair dryer and I'll be right back. I bought the Revel a few months ago. feels like it was almost half a year ago, but I found this for a steal at local department store here in Toronto called Marshall's, and I've been really happy with it ever since. I find it very good airflow, very gentle, a lot of options as far as the heat and cooling systems go. Here I have all the attachments as well. So I just used this basic attachment here, and what I'm going to do now is after I put my heat protection, I'm going to give myself a blast blow dry. Then I'm going to show you the last two steps. Okay, so I'm going to go in with my Redken Big Blowout. Just a pea size, guys. It smells like vanilla musk. I talk about this every time I talk about my post wash routine, just because I just really believe in that product. I really like it. And it's non-sticky. So what I like to do now is I want to make sure that the product is dispersed evenly through my hair. So for the dispersion, I won't go for the wet brush. I'll use one of my 2 tangle teasers. If you're going through something, this is the most gentle. And then this is medium. Remember, everything is temporary. So even if you're going through something, it's gonna be okay. Just switch your routine around, switch the products, the hair care products, including the supporting products. And then when you're ready, you just go back to something that's a little bit stronger, aka not so gentle. Nothing to worry about. Been there, done that. It's all temporary. Okay, so now I feel like this is evenly dispersed. Okay, again, comb it through. And I didn't put any on the root as you saw, but I really like to shake this up because I find that it does give me volume. However, here at the crown of my head, because my hair is like wavy and I've always had like that poofy hair as a kid, I actually prefer it to be smoother at the top. And the shampoo conditioner does make a big difference in the mask as well. So for example, today I washed with my favorite South Korean hair products, which are from Krundal. I discovered them this year and I can't say enough great things about them. They are just such high quality, very, very similar to their skincare. And then of course, I did a full review on them, so feel free to watch that because I did an ingredient breakdown, the benefits of it. And I just like how, again, it's more of a holistic approach when it comes to the ingredients. And I find that for the value you get, they're very well priced. For the blast blow dry, this is what I do. I have my Revel, and this is a wet brush for blow drying hair. Isn't that brilliant? So I have to say, I did do like a mini short review on this. It's not my favorite for blow drying hair, but unfortunately I don't have anything else right now. It does the job for when you're adding heat. You can't use the other brushes because they will melt, the other ones I have. So I am looking forward to investing in some new brushes this year. But if you need something in a pinch that's well priced, I think I got this for $10 or $20. I think it retails for 20, but I got it for 10 once again from like a TJ Maxx store. So my hair is actually starting to air dry right now. So what I'm gonna do now is give it a blast blow dry, and then I'm gonna show you what I do after that. So as far as the settings go, I'm gonna go on setting 1, turn it. Put on a little bit of warm air, so it's going to be that mixture. Again, it's still low heat because it's warm air. That was just cool, because if you've seen my other videos, this is the way I get rid of my frizz, or I keep the frizz at bay, because moisture plus heat will give you humidity. That's what humidity is made of, right? So if we use cool air with the moist, obviously our hair is moist, it's not going to fuzziness. So we're trying to control getting that frizz in the hair. So again, so we have a couple options here now. You can very gently brush through with one of your tangle teasers. So if you have textured hair, any hair similar like mine, it starts to get really big right now. Well, with everyone's hair, now your hair is swollen. So it's super poofy, and my hair, of course, even though I've been using this just to keep what I'm looking for here is I want to get smoothness at the root. I'm going to take my oil. Okay, very little. This is my Olaplex 7, which I've been using for years, and it's excellent. You won't feel this in your hair. And start at the ends and go a little bit higher up. Okay. Look, no matter how healthy your hair is, your ends are the driest part, right? So we need to make sure that we're oiling them. See, this oil is very concentrated but very light. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here with a little bit more heat because I don't like to leave my hair in this vulnerable state for long periods of time. So I'm going here. Okay, that's a wrap for my blow drying for today. Again, I don't blow dry my hair till it's bone dry unless Ilia, my stylist, is doing it for me because I'm not styling. Oh, that's a comb over there. Because I'm not styling it in a specific way. What I want to do now is, which is the two options that I told you guys earlier. We can actually put it up in a couple claw clips, or we can braid it straight away. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go for my braid right now. And then for the rest of the day, I'm going to keep it in the braid. Make sure that my palms are dry. I'm gonna keep it in the braid. And then when I take it out of the braid, I'll show you guys what it looks like. And that's really how I achieve like my signature beach wave look. So it's sort of like working with my own hair texture, but not letting it dry wavy on its own. Because if I let it dry wavy on its own, it would be an entirely different routine where I'm actually working with the clumps and I'm either doing like a plop, I'm using products to enhance that wave. I'm not doing that. And I just want to smooth out the top. Again, that's key for me. Okay. And the good thing about this too is I can go and do all my errands I have to do for the day and my hair looks in place. That's a satin-ish scrunchie. Okay. Hair is like nice and thick and smooth. I have to say that I really do, this is where I feel like the products really do shine. Like when I use my Tsubaki hair mask or my Kundal, those specifically are great for smoothing out my hair. 3-part braid, everybody. That's all it is, 3-part braid. We're very gentle at this time, and it's not a super tight braid either. 3 parts. Okay, over, over, over. I wouldn't recommend a rope braid, which is a 2-part braid. When I get down to this area, I like to make sure it's nice and smooth. You can see it's pretty smooth and shiny. It's because we've taken care of all the different parts of our hair, our roots, our mids, and our ends with the oil. Your ends are always gonna look kind of poofy because they're holes on the bottom. There's nothing that they attach to, but they're looking pretty good, man, especially with that oil if you follow this routine. So this is what I do here. You can fold this under or leave it like this, and it's pretty loose here, so it's not tight. I'm going to stay like this, and again, it's not 100% dry, so I'm going to be very gentle with it. You can use claw clips to put it up now, and I'm going to come back. We're going to unravel the braid, and I'm going to show you the final result of my just trademark, very natural style beachy waves with hopefully minimal frizziness. Okay, I'll see you in a bit. Five hours later, I've been out doing errands and I kept my hair in this braid. You can see how messy it is. Now, typically, if I wasn't going to do the continuation of this video, I would just leave my hair as is until the next morning. But for the purpose of this video, let's unravel my braid and see what our beach waves look like. So outside it was about 20 degrees Celsius, and the reason I'm mentioning that is because my hair wasn't bone dry, so I like to leave a little bit of dampness in it. I'm gonna do this style. Okay, there's a lot of sunlight coming from there. There's a light here, but I will show it to you in different lights just so you can see the tightness of the braid. Always gentle with it. I don't use product when I do this. I'm not opposed to it though, but because I don't, it's softer than it would be without a product, obviously, to hold it together. I do have a couple products behind me that I'm going to talk about. Okay, so here's the pattern of the wave, and one of my favorite things of doing this is that the smell of the shampoo and conditioner is like unleashed when you take your hair down. So that's another trick. Let's say you have a date, have somewhere to be, you braid your hair and then unleash it before you have that rendezvous. I'm telling you, the smell is like opening the door to like a perfumery. It's just, you can see, this is my favorite size of wave. Probably better. It's my favorite size because I love this thickness, which is what I go for. Now, my natural wave pattern is not like this. That's why I prefer to do this way. I will do another video where I can show you guys like the natural wave pattern where you're actually sort of like pushing up the hair, like not exactly a scrunching motion. But for the purpose of this, if you have wavy hair, that texture, what you can do is exactly what I did. And if you like this pattern, so you're smoothing out the top and then you're just giving yourself a blast blow dry. So you keep the density of the hair. And then while it's that nice swollen texture because it's swollen because of the blast blow dry. When you braid it at that time, this is the wave pattern that you can get. Now, this is what I do next. I gently toss it upside down and I shake it to remove any moisture from the hair. The more you touch it, the more prone it will be to frizz. So I do this, okay? Okay, I changed locations, so the sun is now on the other side, just to give you a closer look of the natural kind of beach wave that I created. And you can see the bottoms too. They're not like that stringy, pointy bottom. And you can see that with this method, they're clumps. And I think that's why people always stop and ask me about this when I wear my hair like this outside, because it just looks like a really natural wave, and it doesn't really look like, I call it manufactured or like contrived. But nevertheless, here it's still a little bit moist, like just a touch. It's nowhere near my bedtime, so of course the hair is safe. But at this point, because there is moisture, it's a good time to add a little bit of product. Okay, so back to the rest of the video. You can see a little bit of frizziness there. What I would suggest at this point, it is dry, but this surf styling gel is giving you some moisture. It doesn't really have a hold, this Bumble and Bumble one. You could put a little bit of that, or you can do a dry finish texture spray. This is from 11 Australia. I swear by this because I don't like using hairspray or products in my hair. Now, this is what I would like to do at this time, but I do not have that product yet. I'm looking for a pomade. I've been researching Suavecito and other types of pomades, because at this time, I think what it needs is a little bit of hold. Let's say if I was going out. So I hope this was helpful to everybody who asked me about kind of how to get this pattern. And if you have any more specific inquiries, let me know. Okay, off to film my next video. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye. Bisous, bisous.